If you're over 40, you've got something younger entrepreneurs can't download, hustle, or fake. And one secret weapon that helped me build a company in a way 20-somethings could only dream about. Let's talk.
Most people think startups are a 20-something game, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In fact, a Harvard study recently found the average age of the most successful startup founders is actually 45, and that is no coincidence.
Oh, I love that information.
There are 5 main reasons why midlife just might be your entrepreneurial prime. So let's go ahead and reframe the narrative, okay? All right. Being an entrepreneur over 40 isn't a liability. It's not a crisis, and it's not too late. It's actually a damn superpower. And not in a positive affirmations kind of way, but in a real strategic, build your business faster than you ever could at 25 kind of way. So before you fall into the trap of thinking that the startup world is a young person's game, let's talk about the 5 unfair advantages you have just by being over 40. Are you ready? Here we go. Number 5, you've probably already failed and you've lived to tell about it. Fear of failure? That ship sailed for you years ago. Yeah, I know you might have lost money, pride, maybe even a marriage or two, and yet you're still here. You've taken hits and kept moving. That means you don't think of failure like some kind of mythological boogeyman. You understand it. You've survived it. You don't take reckless risks, but you do take real ones. And that puts you miles ahead of younger founders still terrified of their first fall. Number 4, you don't worship the tech. You don't need to chase every new tool. And you've seen enough hype cycles to ask the most powerful question in business. Will this actually move the needle? You're not dazzled by features. You're focused on outcomes. While younger founders are busy being AI fanboys and fangirls, you're asking if the damn thing actually works. That's not cynicism, that's judgment, and it's rare. Number 3, you're battle tested. You're not building resilience, you are resilience. You've probably been rejected, promoted, laid off, sued, ghosted, praised, burnt out, and you've bounced back. You don't need mindset coaches, you are the coach. And it shows in your clarity, your confidence, and your calm under pressure. Number 2, you've got a backstory, and people love to hear it. You're not faking expertise. I'm sure you've got receipts, yeah, probably 20 or 30 years worth, right? Lessons earned, not borrowed. You can say, here's what I've learned, and people will actually listen. In a world full of 24-year-old life coaches and TikTok CEOs, you're the grown-up in the room, and that makes you magnetic. And number 1, your Rolodex is a gold mine. This is the big one. Because once you're over 40, your contacts are no longer just people you met. They're leverage, influence, capital. You don't need to network, you can reconnect. That difference, that one word, that's how I built a shipping company from scratch. All right, let me take you back a little bit and tell you a little story. Actually take you back to my pre-40s. I had just come out of a restaurant venture with my brother. It was a noble idea, but it had kind of a rough ending. But the upside of failure is oftentimes clarity. And what I realized then was, despite the detour into stakes and stress, my true passion was the maritime industry. I had a marine engineering background. I had a marine engineering degree. I'd sailed aboard and worked on cargo ships all around the world. You could say the sea wasn't just calling me. It had kind of always been in my blood. So I set a bold new outcome. I wanted to own ships. Not lease, not consult, own. That's when I did something a lot of younger entrepreneurs wouldn't even think to do. I called my dad. Now, my dad was in his 50s at the time. Seasoned, successful, no BS. I told him my vision, expecting him to say something like, "Slow down, son." Instead, what he said was this: when I'm looking to build, I don't network, I reconnect. That one line changed everything. See, I was 28. I still thought cold calling was noble. I thought that hustle meant meeting strangers and selling yourself in elevators. But my dad knew better. He said, call your maritime contacts. Call your maritime mentors. Reach out to people who already know you. Start there. So I did. I reconnected with 2 past mentors from my maritime world. Guys I hadn't spoken to in years. And you know what happened? They were thrilled to hear from me. No agenda, no awkwardness, just generosity, guidance, and a whole lot of intros. Each conversation led to another. Each intro opened a door. And through that chain of reconnections, what I now call my 6 degrees of maritime separation, one name kept popping up: John Morris. Everyone seemed to know of him. And even though they had never met him, he had built up a great deal of respect in the industry. Almost to a person, everyone I met said, if you're serious, John is the one you need to talk to. Now here's the twist. I never got a chance to reach out to John directly because one day he called me. Apparently someone I had reconnected with passed my name along and said, John, you should talk to Del. And John picked up the phone and called me. Now, how's that for manifestation? That was the beginning. That call turned into a meeting. That meeting turned into a partnership. That partnership turned into a shipping company. No networking mixers, no schmoozing, just reconnection. Real relationships, real traction. And even though I was under 30, it was my father's over 40 wisdom that unlocked it all. Which means this: if that kind of leverage existed for me before I was 30, imagine the power you're sitting on right now. You already have the network. You just haven't picked up the phone or hammered out the email yet. You're just a few texts away from opportunity, a couple of emails away from traction. But instead of reconnecting, we convince ourselves we need to put ourselves out there and chase strangers. I'm here to tell you, you don't. You just need to reconnect. That's your major superpower. The network that you've built over the decades, the trust that you've earned in the trenches, the shared experiences, the history, the context, and the credibility. This is not only a powerful concept, it's actually an asset that's fully protected because only you have the relationship that you've built over the years. No 28-year-old founder can fake that or take that away from you. So while the world keeps telling you to get out and network, here's what I say. You don't need more strangers. You need to remember who already knows your name. You're not just an entrepreneur, you're a vault. So open it. If you're seeing how powerful this can be, if you're suddenly thinking of 5 people who could and would be happy to hear from you and help, then zap that like button and zap it right now. Proclaim to the algorithm and to yourself, you will reconnect, you will leverage your experience, and you will use your unfair advantage. Because this is our prime, and we don't need permission to act on it. Hey, want more of these stories and my unique take on how you can use the lessons learned to accelerate your success? I put some of my favorite ones in a free, yes, it's totally free, PDF. It's called You Can't Make This Stuff Up: Stories and $1 Million Business Takeaways. I'll drop the link down below. Let me know where to send it, and I'll rush it right over. And hey, if this got your wheels turning, go ahead and subscribe, because we're just getting started. And I definitely, as you can see, don't think like all those so-called gurus out there. I've got more real stories, sharp insights, and zero BS strategies coming your way. All designed to help entrepreneurs over 40 grow faster, smarter, and with fewer regrets. So zap that subscribe button as well while you're here and stay in the loop. Del out.